Welcome everyone to the show. This video, I'm going to be talking about the trade deadline. Some of the bigger deals made so far at the trade deadline. This is as of 4 a.m. on Friday, so deals still could and probably will be made. But so far, it's been a pretty interesting deadline, and some big players have been dealt. So let's take a look at some of those deals. The first trades I want to talk about are the ones involving the Reds. Cincinnati, JP. Been pretty blessed so far in this league. Hasn't won anything really, and as of right now, I mean, they're sitting 5 games out of the division. JP looks like he's going for a rebuild, trying to compete now, and so he's brought in a bunch of players very recently to try and help him do that. He made two big trades. The first, in my opinion, is a trade with St. Louis Cardinals, the team that's leading the division. So that's interesting because you have a trade between two teams in the same division, and involving the best player on one team, on the team that's in the lead division, going to another team in the division. So not only did JP get better, but he also hurt St. Louis in the deal. The Reds sent Mark Reynolds, Walter Vargos, Matt Venditte, and their 2017 first rounder, which honestly can't be dealt, but no one listened to these rules, so it doesn't matter, for Kobe Rasmus and David Freese. So the Cardinals traded Kobe Rasmus. Rasmus is one of the better center fielders in the league. I'm not going to say best, but he is very, very good. Rasmus is 85, 71, 99 with a 99 I and 47 YK. Really good fielding center field. He's only 28 years old. Signed long term through 2018 for only $6.5 million, so he's cheap also. So it's a good pickup by the Reds. In return, they gave, like I said, Mark Reynolds, Vargo, Venditte, and their 2017 first. The first probably is going to be that good since they are competing now. Reynolds is only 31 years old, but I don't know. He's not been awesome in this league. He's been okay. I mean, hits 25 to 30 homers a year, 40 homers in the first year of the league. But no contacts really, and 239 career average in this league to 326 on base. So he walks a lot, but 239 average, that's not that good. The best thing he got in the DL in return is obviously Walter Vargo. Vargo is only 23 years old, is a ace pitching prospect, and one who is rather developed, so looks like he probably will develop, although who knows. He's taken second overall in 2013. 10.89 spec, 62, 62, a 68 developed, so he is very developed, only 23 years old, a lefty starter. So, I'm not really going to say who won the deal because both teams got interesting things, but it's interesting that St. Louis dealt away their best player when they were in the lead in the division. Had a 2-game lead on Chicago and a 5-game lead on Cincinnati, and yet dealt their best player to Cincinnati. So it should be interesting to see what happens the rest of the year in that division. That's the first trade. The second trade that JP made, that Cincinnati made them even better, even made them more better. They just pulled off a deal with the Rockies on a new management. A huge deal where they sent 7 players, 6 players, and 1 player to be named later, for the Rockies' 2 best players. Reds send Robinson Cano, outfielder Asa Markey, outfielder Cole Calhoun, shortstop Jason Bartlett, first base monster prospect Ed Delahanty, and first baseman prospect James Jacinto, and a player renamed later, in return for Tulo and Carlos Gonzalez. So let's talk about first what Cincinnati gave up in this deal. Cincinnati traded away their best prospect, one of the best prospects in the game, Ed Delahanty. Delahanty was taken second overall in 2015, so this past draft, taken second overall. 17 years old, 50, 53, 55 developed, so he's a 10, 9, 10, 10, 10 player, you know, incredibly developed, like Babe Ruth, except way better. He's a very, very good prospect, only 17, but he is a first baseman, although he could play a little second and left, but not well. He doesn't even play first base well. No fielding percentage for this guy. But he is a huge hitting prospect, so I can see why Cincinnati would want to get him. The rest of the players in the deal, Jacinto is pretty good. Jacinto, another first baseman prospect, though, is very developed with 69 contact already. He's an H79, 47 spec, so he's okay. The other players you got in the deal, I don't see what you're really going to do with them. Bartlett's an aging shortstop. Cano is an aging second baseman that looks like he wants a lot of money to resign, which is probably why JP dealt him, because he wants 20 plus mil to resign. So JP gave up a bunch, but he got, like I said, 2 best players on Colorado, which is saying something, because Tulo is a very, very good player and a shortstop. signed long term through 2020. A 93, 84, 88 player with who's a 10 range, a really really good shortstop, and that's one guy he got. And he also got Carlos Gonzalez, who is another monster hitter. 197, 85, 63, 63. Plays going to control the outfield and left or right with Rasmus, along with Rasmus in center. That's a hell of a deal for JP. I think probably if we would have dealt them separately, Colorado could have gotten more, but apparently he didn't want to. But like I said, Gonzalez 320, 380 career in this league, so that's a huge deal for him. Huge deal for Cincinnati, and hopefully, and they'll probably be able to make up the 5 games that they're down. Of course, they made some other trades, dealt away their catcher, brought in a catcher, but Cincinnati's really retooled, reformatted his team on the deadline here, and along with the players that he already had in the program, Dickerson and Soto, I mean Teixeira, who's still okay, and their third baseman Davidson. Cincinnati has a really good young core of players. I mean, the pitching isn't really there yet, but they do have Mesa and Brewer and Joba, so their pitching is solid. If he has anything left, JP, I see him probably going after a starter before the deadline, but we'll see what happens. Good trades by him. Another recent trade pulled off tonight was by me, between obviously Baltimore and the LA Angels. Baltimore sends 2 first-round picks, Daniel Mengden, 1,000 points for left fielder Randall Grichuk. Now, what I sent in total to LA, or why LA made this deal, is you get 2 first-round draft picks, a Texas first and Arizona first. They're pretty good picks. I mean, Texas right now is sitting at 500. Could go either way. I think they're probably going to finish a few games over 500 because they have brought in a bunch of players recently, including Braun, Morneau. I mean, they had Morneau. They brought in Braun, traded for Chris Carter. I mean, they made him. So they've brought in a couple huge power hitters to put with Morneau. They already had in Texas some solid starters in Rondon, and they have more in the bullpen. Harrison, Ross. They have some solid starters there, so they might probably. I think Texas is probably going to win the division, so that pick probably won't be anywhere like 15, 16, 17 maybe. Arizona first. That team should be doing way better than it is, but Rob's managing the team, so it's all But still, that pick, Arizona's sitting 56 and 48, so 8 games over 500. That pick will probably be 20 or so. So he gets those 2. So LA gets those 2 first-round picks. Catcher Daniel Mengden, 1,000 points. Now Mengden, I think, is the key for the deal for why LA made the deal. Mengden is a big-time catching prospect, or a third baseman. He's only 20 years old. He already has 85 contact and 100 I, 73 avoid K. He is gonna finish. I mean, when he fully develops, he's gonna be 100 contact, 100 I catcher. So that's a huge player, and makes sense why LA would pull off the deal. The reason why I made the deal is because I have a logjam at catcher. Plus, looking at my division, I realized I'm gonna need a catcher with a huge arm or a big arm, because everyone else in my division has a bunch of base stealers, speedsters. So that's why I pulled off the deal. Mengden only has a 5 arm, so I felt he was willing to go. And those 2 first. And I got a player in Randall Grichuk, who has been in the league a long time, and unfortunately he's been a winnable already, but he's only 23 years old. He's a 9'9", 10', 6'6" prospect. I'm going to put him in center field for the next, hopefully, decade, and watch him patrol center field, because he is one of the smoothest fielding center fielders I've ever seen. 10 range in center, 997 fielding percentage, and a 10 arm. So he's near perfect in center. One problem, he is atypical of the players I usually get, because he doesn't have a good eye. Only a 50 eye. But he is only 23, so I'm planning on bumping that up when all said and done. If I lefty-righty him, he'll have an eye around 80. So that's pretty good with a 73 contact, 86 gap, 90 power, and like an 80 eye with what he has in center. Debating whether I should make his stealing ability better, since he has a running speed of 9. But if I do or if I don't, I don't know. But Grichuk's a pretty good player. That's why I pulled off the deal. And we'll see what happens with that. Both teams got pretty good players, and I don't really feel happy with the deal, but neither does he. So, or I don't know if he does actually. I just don't feel too happy with the deal. But dealing 2 first and whatnot. But a good deal is when neither team's happy, right? That's what they always say. So we'll see what happens with that. I didn't care about sending the 1,000 points. I mean, I'm gonna get 1,000 points for writing this article, so that'll even out really. Those are the deals made so far. I mean, if a flurry of more trades are made that are huge, I mean, those are the huge ones in my opinion, then I will get back to, I'll maybe put up another video, but thanks for watching everyone, and good luck rest of the season.